All right, three teachers, three album recommendations. Let's go. So, first teacher, Mrs. Patterson, she recommended me Monrovia, and the album I will be recommending and reviewing today is Bloodline. So, little overview on Monrovia. He's a Liberian-born singer who blends African and Appalachian music into a genre named Afro-Appalachian. His main genre is indie folk. He uses lots of instruments, lots of guitars, lots of ukuleles, and it's a kind of story album that traces his life from Liberia to Tennessee. So, alright, with the review, let's go. So, my favorite part about this album is definitely the production. It's a dream-like production, right? It's light and airy, really lets like Monrovia's like really good singing voice shine through, right? It's like not too high-pitched, not too deep. I feel like if I could describe this album in one sentence, it'd be like watching a river like flow under the ice in like the winter. It's like so like meditative, if that's a word. But if I was to recommend other albums like this, I have an album. It's Lahai by Sam Fett with like the dream-like production and like the slower feel. So the next album that Senor Bean recommended me is Un Verano Sin Ti, right? And by Bad Bunny. So I feel like Bad Bunny, doesn't really need an introduction. He's one of the biggest Spanish artists right now in the music scene, and currently he has over 100 million monthly Spotify listeners. And his main genres are pop and rap, right? And he did perform in the Super Bowl this year, you know, which was a little controversial, but he did pave the way for lots of Spanish artists. The production on this album, amazing, right? Lots of energy, lots of soul, and it's like so upbeat, like the heavy bass and the constant like the same like the drum pattern, right, really hits, like it's head nodding the whole way through. And you know, like I might not really be able to like understand half the words that Bad Bunny is saying, you know, even though I take Spanish, but you know, I feel like to me music transcends languages, because you know, you don't have to like listen and really understand the lyrics to like nod your head to the beat, to the flow. Lyrics wise, I feel like, you know, really nothing too special, right? But he's like talking about a past lover and like the emotional like stress and drama he's felt since then. All right, so my main problem is that sometimes the drums, right, it's the same drum pattern, right, for most of these songs. It does get a little repetitive, and it's a pretty long album, coming at it an hour and a half. One sentence, this album's like, you know, it's an evening on a summer beach, you know, you're with your friends on the beach and they're like blasting like heavy music, you know, everyone's happy. But if I was to recommend an album similar to this, it'd be Kids by Mac Miller, you know, that same like kind of nostalgic radio feel with like energetic production. All right, so the third and final album recommended by a teacher is Mr. Neary, with his recommendation of Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. So Guns N' Roses is an American rock band formed in LA in 1985. Appetite for Destruction is actually their debut album, coming out in July of 1987, and it actually became the best-selling debut album of all time in the United States. What I could say, like, this has pretty good production all the way through, you know. I love like the guitar riffs, the solos, you know, I really like the guitar, really energetic, high energy. And like the drums, you know, they keep the tempo going. And to describe this album in one sentence, it'd be like, you're under the bar, right? You're at the bench, you're under the bar, you're about to hit your PR, and you like really need that adrenaline and energy boost. And like, this is the best album for it. So, I mean, I don't really listen to rock, so I can't really recommend an album. But like, if you're into like guitar riffs and like that heavy, energetic production, I'd recommend My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye, because it has like a lot of those guitar riffs, energetic, like synthetic, like type of production with a lot of Mike Dean like guitar riffs. You know, he's a producer, he's really good at that. So yeah, I feel like this honestly was like, these three albums were all pretty good, and you know, expanded my music taste a little, and I hope you guys, you know, take your time, you know, maybe listen to at least one of these, you know. And thank you to the teachers who I interviewed, you know, put me on some good music.